Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on the Showdown EDIN DZEKO card. We're going to go through the card as it has clips and summary as well as the SBC requirements. Before we get into all of that, if I can ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below which of these two cards, NERES or DZEKO, you're going to do. And now let's go to the video. So guys, this is the team that I used David NERES and EDIN DZEKO in. Now, I played DZEKO up top in the 4-3-1 in that striker spot, and overall guys, my first impression of this card is really good, especially when we look at the SBC value as well and who you can link him into and all that stuff, which you guys can see actually on screen as well. I did like this card. I thought he was very good. But we do have to make a decision on one of these, which one I would recommend. We'll get into that later on. Let's just get into the player himself. EDIN DZEKO, 6'4", medium work rate, right-footed, 3-star skill moves and 5-star. We've 4 games played, 5 goals scored and 2 assists. So guys, not a bad return considering it is Division 2 again, high levels of Division 2. Medium work rates are a bit off-putting, guys, and it really does affect his gameplay. We will talk more about that. 3-star skill moves is low as well. We would like 4-star ideally. But overall, guys, otherwise this card is quite nice. The 5-star weak foot is nice to have, the height is good, and the return wasn't bad either. In terms of chemistry style, guys, I put the engine on him just to give him that pace, dribbling and passing boost that I thought he needed. Didn't feel like his finishing needed it as much, although he did get unlucky with a number of shots that he took from me. I do feel like other times when the gameplay's not feeling as bad, he does score them, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. In terms of the key stats, guys, the key pros of this card, the strength is fantastic, the ball control and reactions are really good as well, and the composure is pretty decent, the finishing is good, the attack positioning, the shot power, all of that lovely to have in this card as well. Guys, another thing as well, which is really surprising about this card, was his link-up play. So his short passing and long passing are both, I think, better than what this suggests here, especially with the engine on him as well. He felt fantastic in the passing department. In terms of the cons, guys, the acceleration and sprint speed are a big one, and because he's so big, it does feel like he doesn't move as well as he should, and the agility and balance feel like they are lower than what is stated on the card here, again primarily because of his size. But overall, guys, other than that, you are getting what you pay for in terms of EDIN DZEKO. He does everything you expect him to. He can head the ball as well, which I forgot to mention, a very good header of the ball too. Jumping is a bit of a con with this card as well. And the final con we're going to mention, guys, is the stamina. He struggles a little bit towards the end of the game, especially with making late runs. Not that you'd be using this card for making a lot of runs, but if he was to gamble in behind and run in behind that defense, you're going to struggle to stay ahead of the centre backs or the full backs at this stage of the game. Getting into the player traits, guys, he's only got the finesse shot trait, so we would like a little more in terms of shooting traits, but at least we've still got the finesse shot one. And now that we've covered all that, let's get into what the SBC requirements are for you guys to get your hands on him. So guys, if we just quickly get into what EDIN DZEKO's squad building requirements are: 138k on the PlayStation, 126 on the Xbox, and 152 on the PC. Now guys, for an 89 rated card that is capable of doing what he is capable of doing, this is a really good value SBC, and actually I think both of these cards are really good value SBCs. If we look at the first one, it's an 83 rated squad with an inform, 80 chemistry. Now, that's quite difficult to do, so that's what makes that a little bit more expensive than maybe what it should be. And the second squad, an 84 rated squad with 1 inform. But again, guys, because of the prices of all the fodders have come down now the icon packs are out of the way, you do see that the prices of these SBCs are coming down as well. So this SBC in terms of value is really good for what you're getting out of this, for who you can link him into as well. I really like the value of this SBC, and I think it's a very good SBC to put out. And now that we've covered that, let's get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of EDIN DZEKO's clips, and what you guys are going to see is his general attacking play, hold-up play, striker play, and link-up play as well, which was all fantastic about this card. Now the first thing we want to get into, guys, is actually, of course, his shooting. Now guys, you will see a number of finishes on here which look poor. I'm not going to blame that on the card. I do feel like that was down to my finishing, and I feel like on a different day, a different set of chances, or even less laggy gameplay as well, EDIN DZEKO sticks almost all of these chances away. And what I will say, guys, is that his attack positioning, his shooting from close range, his finishing is what I mean, is fantastic, guys. He's really good up close, able to finish chances really well, and you have confidence in his shooting as well because the power he hits the ball with. He is a very big striker and does generate a lot of power. In terms of his link-up play, guys, and his short and long passing, it's very good actually, and I was very surprised about this because I don't expect the big strikers to be so good at it. I mean, I expect them to be okay at it, but EDIN DZEKO was surprisingly good. I mean, he's able to weight the balls really well. You've seen that pass there where he's weighted the ball very well and got the ball through to the other players. And again, there, a lovely through ball that he plays, and that was something that was really nice to have because you could come off the centre backs, drag them away from their position, and then play balls with this card to create chances and opportunities with your team. Again, here, the hold-up play, the strength, and then finishing there. Which nicely leads me into the next point. Now guys, there's two parts to his physicality which need to be considered, or three parts rather. His strength is phenomenal guys, but his build does compromise him slightly in that he's quite a slight build. So that's the first thing you need to think about. The second thing is that his stamina is relatively low. So come the end of the game, he is struggling a little bit. He is treading water a little bit and does struggle more in getting in behind the defenders and things like that. The last thing on his physicality you guys need to consider is his jumping. Now, whilst I do think EDIN Dzeko is a fantastic header of the ball and did win a number of headers for me, his jumping isn't great. So when he's playing off the goal kicks, when he's up front trying to win headers there, he doesn't win a lot because he doesn't jump very high, and that means that although he does have that 6'4" frame, he does tend to lose out on a lot of headers. Guys, the last thing I want to mention is his pace. He does need a boost in the pace department, so that's something to consider as well. But in these final couple of clips, you're just going to see more of the goals that he scored from me. Fantastic positioning there to finish off that chance. And in this last one here, again, lovely positioning, getting into the box there, coming back out, picking the ball up here. That's typical EDIN Dzeko right there, linking up the play. We get unfortunate with that finish there, get the ball back here, win it back, and then finesse it into the corner. So guys, getting to this final EDIN Dzeko summary. Again, as we mentioned, 134 on the PlayStation, 120 on the 121 on the Xbox, 120 on the Xbox, 147 on the PC. Very reasonable price, guys, for this SBC. Now, if we look at the stats, guys, I would say this is a very good, well-rounded stat set. I do feel like his shooting is very good. I feel like some of the chances that he missed for me, he wouldn't miss every single time, guys. So you have to let him off with that. There were only a few games that I got to use this card in. In terms of chemistry style, guys, I think the engine actually did really a lot of good stuff for him in terms of what I wanted him to do. It made his link-up play very good. His dribbling became very good as well, and his pace went up a little bit too. Guys, of course, you are able to look any other number of ways with this card. You could go with a catalyst if you really want to just give his pace and passing a boost. I feel like that's a bit wasted, and given his size, you do want to help out his dribbling a little more. So for me, the engine is just the right one in this case. In terms of similar players, guys, Olivier Giroud is a very good shout. I do think this Klaas-Jan Huntelaar has similarities, sorry. I think this type of striker where it's a big striker capable of holding up the ball, playing well with the ball. There's one thing that's different about this EDIN Dzeko compared to, say, similar to a Klaas-Jan Huntelaar or a Lewandowski compared to an Olivier Giroud, is that EDIN Dzeko's build isn't as wide as Olivier Giroud. He's a lot leaner, he's a lot skinnier. He does have tremendous strength, but what that does, the body type makes such a difference in this game, and I feel like EDIN Dzeko's body type doesn't really suit the big man style of play as well as it could, so therefore that is a point against him as well in terms of how he plays. In terms of linkability, guys, of course, we've got no perfect links, but if you go to the strong links, you guys can see all the Roma players you can link this guy into. Bruno Perez, Mkhitaryan's headliner, El Shaarawy's flashback, Pastore's league card if you guys have done these, and Chris Smalling's What If Plus card. So lots of linkability there, guys, and ability to put this card in your Serie A teams if you can fit him in. In terms of price comparison, guys, we look at where he sits compared to other players. An 89 rated card sitting just above Player of the Month Iago Aspas, just above different frees Houssem Aouar. Now I take Aouar out of this conversation because he was a freak good SBC. You can't compare that card to this one. If you look at the other icons that he's compared to as well, there, the Harry Kane card, the Karim Benzema third in form, I feel like this EDIN Dzeko is really good value, guys, considering what you can link him into and what he's able to do on the pitch as well. I think he's a very good card. I do not think that he should be worth more. I think this SBC is fairly priced and it's good value, guys, and therefore that leads me into my final recommendation, is that if you are thinking about doing this card for your Serie A teams, then it's 100% worth it, guys. It's a really good value SBC and a good card, and if they do manage to get the boost, depending on who comes out on top of that tie, then EDIN Dzeko will go to a 91 rated card. You'll have yourself a very, very good striker, leaning more towards the TOTS level kind of that he would reach anyway. However, guys, if you are going to ask me which one would I recommend between EDIN Dzeko and David Neres, it would not be EDIN Dzeko. I would say go out and get yourself David Neres. For that 30k extra, you will feel the difference in that card. That card is a phenomenal card, really good player, and that's the one I'd recommend out of the two. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash that like button, and until next time, I will see you all in a bit.